Hello everyone, my name is Relax and Panic, and this is another reaction to Shokugeki no Souma. It is season 3, episode 21, and you know what to do. As always, if you want to see the reaction, just go down into my descriptions, follow the links, replace the parentheses, dot, parts with real dots, and enjoy. Once you've done, feel free to come back here and hear my thoughts about this episode. So, see you soon. For those that came back, welcome back, and jump into the after credit scene, which I nearly missed.
連帯食撃待ちきれませんよサイバ先輩じゃな銀中村悪いな料理人が行き惑うことのない正しい世界へ僕が料理界を当月を救うのだ
Red Moon. Okay. I was kind of hoping for something, whoa, but it's more neither what we have already seen. So, let's just see. Nice, very fittingly. So, this episode was completely about him and Azani and Jin. Sure. So the 1 versus 50 Shokugeki did not really commence as a 1 versus 50. Instead, he had 5 Team Shokugekis, 10 against 1. But still, I mean, in my opinion, that's even worse. Because you have 5 of those back to back. And normally you will be exhausted or, you know, or you're losing ideas or anything like that. I mean, what we've seen so far was mainly one battle. I'm not even sure if we have ever seen like 2 back to back. But 5 is hell to do. So he did that, I can understand. They called him Demon afterwards. Especially due to the way that he behaved then, because he clearly changed there, and I don't know how to say it. I mean, Demon is fitting. He kind of became one, and he was, I wouldn't say completely mean, but the way he acted towards some of them in the end was, yeah, I think it would be something that his son wouldn't have agreed with. So, we have him as like the shining. I mean, it was a bit like Moses in the desert. Then you have a sandstorm. Then you have the golden pass from, I try to remember what this fairy tale was. Fairy tale, you know, Wizard of Oz, the golden pass. That you're going on, or in this case, he is building for everyone else to follow. So, in the story, it is mostly from the perspective of Jin, I guess. All this part where he is glorified, he is clearly put on a pedestal there. But you can see that the kind of the world around him did that more and more as the months and years commenced. So in many ways, it is the a bit as well like this story of Irina Nakiri, because she is put on that pedestal as well as the golden tongue. This idea of that you are gifted, that you are special, and I don't think they take away the things he does by saying, "Oh, he's a genius." That's why. I mean, it is a problem. If you are considered a genius at something, people do not question anymore so deeply, I think. How did you get this idea? What was the working progress, the working process? Did you go out into, as we had in the last episodes, into the woods? You found where the bear is living, and thus you took in consideration the world around him and what ingredients would be thus fitting to have a local cuisine. But instead of this work, you just say, "Oh, he's a genius, that's why." I can see that this might be a problem. Although the fact that you are called genius is because you are able to do such things. It is a mix. But clearly, I don't know if I don't think he broke down due to this genius point, but more due to the fact that he was just head on into the next goal, partially because everyone was like, that is what he will do, so he did it. They expected it. Partially, he was left alone there. I can understand that. That Jin kind of said that to himself. We, your friends, left you alone to do it yourself, to be the one in front instead of standing by you. But then you have to say, how could they? I mean, if someone is spearheading like that and you can't follow, that's the point here. Sure, you could go with him and try to, as a friend, to give him the stability he needs. But then you have to see that Jin and the others had their very own life as well. I mean, they are in this academy as well. They want to develop their skills. The main problem, I think, is that, as Saiba said himself, he kind of lost his way. He, when he broke down in the end before Blue, he realized that he doesn't know what he's doing anymore and why. So there may have been a goal in the beginning of like being the best or being number one or reaching Blue or whatever, you know, we don't know it. But during the way, he exhausted himself more and more because he had no more kind of private time, you know, joy and fun. He lost that on the way, and thus he broke down. So the fact that cooking should be fun, at least for him, is a major thing. And it is something we have seen all through the seasons, all through the plates, you know. That is something he gave to his son, which is, in my opinion, the most important thing he gave to him there, apart from love and all that, you know. But when it is about cooking, it should be fun. If you have friends, do it with them, but have fun, enjoy it. And that is a lesson he learned himself. So he taught it to his son, and you can see that. I mean, seriously, we do see that every episode in his son. And I think that's a major point here again. How did he come to this conclusion? Yes, there was a lot of struggle, and a lot went down. But he found that for himself, I think. About his son, I mean, we have seen this daughter of a cuisine chef there. And she had red hair. I mean, it might be a coincidence, but I wouldn't be surprised if she's the mother. I don't know if they will point out this part of the story at all anymore. I guess not. It's possibly like a little teaser for hopefully future seasons, where we will go into how he really met her and how this son came to be, and most importantly, where the heck is she? I mean, did she die? Was something like that mentioned in the first episodes? I don't remember. But as I say, it's not the main point right now. We have his two friends, Azani and Jin. So Jin is in many ways really like a real... I mean, I wouldn't take it from Azani, but Jin feels like a real friend there, who is trying to help, while Azani, although having friend feelings, I would say, and in some regards acting like one, is majorly a follower, is a fanatic, you know, he's a real fan. The meaning of fan from fanatic is so fitting when it comes to Azani here. So he looks up to Saiba. He is glorifying him, and that's a major difference. Jin realized already while it was happening that Saiba was losing his way and mainly losing fun in doing what he did. Becoming, you know, distracted and too focused at the same time. And for Azani, and that is a difference here, it was the other way around. Saiba was already really good before that, and he was looking up to him. But in the moment that he turned into the demon, the moment that he destroyed everyone in his way, that he used power, that he overpowered his enemy and looked down on him, because that was the moment. That was the moment that Azani was like, that is the real chef. That is what I want to be. I mean, his idol, his glorified idol, showed it to him, so I see why he believes in that, but he did not see the fact that while the cook in this moment, the chef, might have been at his height, the human inside was possibly at his lowest. So that is something he doesn't see. And in many ways, it's fitting because Azani is acting like that so much. You know, he is very inhuman in many ways of what he's doing, in the meaning of cruel and not caring about fun, not caring about being unique. He just wants to cement something. When the breakdown was from Saiba in the end, there you can see that for those two again. Jin finding his friend because he knows him as a friend, so he had the right guts. He knew where to go. And then he was just there, you know. He said, everyone is worried, and then just sat down. He was not like, come on, we have to hurry, let's move, something like that. No, he just sat down and said, you know, he was like, I'm here if you want to talk. Nothing more, you know, no pressure. And he gutted that Saiba lost his way because he has seen it already while it happened. While Azani, from what we know, has the idea that the cooking world destroyed Saiba and did not take him for what he was. I mean, possibly you can guess that the media, when he did not show up to Blue, possibly kind of ripped him, you know, like, yeah, he wasn't up to the task, he wasn't strong enough. In some ways, that's right. So that's the one side, but I guess he misinterpreted what happened as well. Sure, the pressure from the cooking world did that, but it was a pressure that Saiba put on himself. He wasn't ready to find the way of going slowly, you know? You don't have to do it that fast. He didn't take private time. That was missing. So there's difference of Jin and Azani as well. And then we have Senseanon, the old director, who said, take a time off. So there, he just said like 2 sentences, but I really have to question something. He said at the autumn finals, tournaments, I don't know, I had a feeling that this would happen. So why didn't you do anything? Why didn't you come there and talk to him? Why didn't you, as a director of the school, show this young chef to be how to handle pressure? I mean, they teach them how to cook, but they say that they want to teach them to be the best chefs. As a chef, you have to be able to keep up with pressure, because in every kitchen it is hell when the customers are coming in masses. So same is for pressure like this. I mean, sorry, but he gave him, in my opinion, the right advice of leaving Japan, stopping cooking for a while, you know, take time off, that's right. But if he had a sense about that, a feeling about that, he should have acted before. So I have to give that to him as a negative there. That's that. I just check what I else wrote down. Yeah, too great a talent will turn against itself. Yeah, it's I mean, in many ways, we have seen one way how this happens here. In other ways, if you are a really great talent, it turns against you in the meaning, as we've seen with the team Shokugeki, that people will be against you just because you are too good. So there will be always the question if you're cheating, if you're too good. There will always be bad feelings because people feel downed by the fact that you're so much better. Because it is not as easy for them as for you. So they will think it is unfair from the world, you know? But you cannot challenge the world, you cannot do something against the world, but you can do something against this one person on top there. And you can throw sticks between his feet. Because in a weird way, it is nice to see them struggle, isn't it? So if those from power, which is this as well, fall, there is this strange feeling inside of many, many humans that they feel good if someone who is powerful or anything like that or important is struggling and falling. I mean, that's why there are a lot of papers and stuff out there, which is mainly talking about how the rich and beautiful are living. And they are not talking only about the weddings and the babies. They are talking about them struggling, having a divorce, having an accident. Why ever people like that? They like to see that those are having problems themselves, because somehow it makes them feel better. It's this, they are not better than us. And in this moment, while thinking that, they get lowered, and somehow we get up to their level a little bit more. So it is a very negative and very egoistic way of doing it, but people tend to do it. So that's the way that geniuses will always struggle. And then there is this thing which they didn't put out so much, that many geniuses or many who are very, very gifted in one thing really have problems of realizing the world around them additionally to that. So they are very focused on one thing. So if you have real genius mathematic, they often struggle to live a normal life because everything is for them moving around mathematics. I could think something like a brilliant chef as well. I mean, if you work in a specific kind of workplace, you will realize that after some time, when you are in some work, a lot of things move around that. And what you see out in the world, you see from a perspective of this working place. So, and if you change work, you see different stuff. And that's normal, you know? It's a change of view that you have as well when you get kids, as example. People tend to be completely different after having kids. Sometimes in the good, very often in the bad. However, so for someone who's a genius, who's so focused on one thing, this would possibly be even more. I can see that. Yeah, I think that's it. So we learned a bit about the background. In many ways, this team battle, this last Shokugeki of this plate, I asked myself how much of it will be to kind of turn Azani, if that is even possible, convince him that he kind of is on the wrong track. I don't know if they will be able to do that. I mean, you could say that Saiba is more neither the only person who might have a chance, because Azani's looking up to him so much. But then we have to see how long Azani is doing that, and what he did already. I mean, not only about Totsuki, but just about his daughter. What he did to his kid. I don't know if you can change him away from that. So I would guess he will more be like moving away and feeling betrayed maybe by Saiba, you know? I did all of this for you, and now you turn against me, and possibly that will be even turned into a grudge that is even worse than before. I don't know. We will see. That's it from me this time. I hope you liked. I did for sure. Until the next time, feel free to comment, like, and subscribe. My name is Relax and Panic. Goodbye and out.